This is one of a series of videos to help you memorize your Al-Kitab textbook vocabulary to help you prepare for your Arabic 131 class. And we're finishing out in this video the Lesson 2 vocabulary. In the previous video, we talked about the prepositions of belonging. We will use the li preposition, which is in all instances it's used as a prefix. Li means for. It means for. It's the preposition for, and we use that as a preposition of belonging to indicate ownership of could be an item or it could be a relationship, to have a relationship with someone. So li, so we add to the that preposition prefix, we add to it a possessive pronoun suffix, such as in this case on the slide, it's mine or my, right? Which is it's it's a yeah, a letter yeah, but it makes remember yeah can either be a consonant, a y, a yeah, a yeah, or an e sound, a long vowel. So here we have li. Li means for me or belonging to me. So it's I have. Li ucht, I have a sister. Li ach, I have a brother. Li walid, I have a dad, a father. Li walida, I have a mother, I have a mom. Now, we have other prepositions of belonging that we can use to indicate ownership, um, belonging. In this case, the one after this on the same slide is eind, eind with an ein. Now, this preposition it normally means at. So if you wanted to say, someone asks you, where are the keys? Where's the car? You could say, عند البيت, at the house. عند البيت, at the house. But you can also use this preposition to indicate ownership, belonging, right? So uh, most often this and preposition is used for things and not people. But in the beginning of this course, we will let you use this and for for people and things, right? Um, in the beginning of the first semester course. So and means at, but when we add a possessive pronoun to the end of it, for instance, عندك, right? We add the suffix meaning your, right? Your or yours, right? Now we're saying you have, right? عندك for a guy, عندك bait, you have a house. عندك غرفة, you have a room. عندك كتاب, you have a book. And of course, we would make this for you feminine. You would say عندك, instead of ka, you would say ki. عندك um, عندك سيارة, you have a car. عندك سيارة. You can say عندك بيت, you have a house. Whatever it is, right? So remember, you would just change that suffix, that possessive pronoun suffix. عندنا, we have. You could change it to na. عندكم, you all have, right? عندكم. Kum is the uh, possessive pronoun suffix for you all. عندهم, they have, right? And is at, right, or have. Here, it was loosely translate. It would loosely translate into English as have, even though this is not a verb and it doesn't mean the same. It means to belong, right? So عندهم, they have, right? عندهم kutub, they have books, right? And then with li, you could change that to lena. This is we have, right? Lena walida, we have a mom. Lena walid, we have a dad, right? And such and so forth. So remember, these prepositions of belonging, you can add a possessive pronoun suffix to the end of them to indicate belonging, ownership, relational relationships, right? So to have, right? But in a preposition form. That's how we do it in Arabic. Now the next vocabulary word that you have for this lesson two is loga, loga. This has a ghain in it, in the middle of it, loga, loga. This is a language. اللغة العربية اللغة العربية اللغة العربية is the Arabic language. اللغة الإنجليزية, that's the English language. اللغة الفرنسية, French. اللغة الصينية, right? اللغة, that's Chinese. اللغة الروسية, that's Russian, right? So loga is language. Loga is language, and you can notice that my ghain is a little bit subdued. Sometimes that happens when the ghain is in the middle of a word. Loga, loga. All right. The word al-masa, al-masa. Remember, this is a glottal stop at the end, and it's standing on its own. Most times, these hamzas, this glottal stop is called a hamza. Most times, these are on seats. So they might be on top of an alif, they might be on top of a ya seat, they might be on top of a wow seat. But in the case of this vocabulary word, the hamza is at the end of the word and it's freestanding. It's standing on its own. Al-masa, al-masa. Make sure when you pronounce this word, it's not al-masa, right? You want to add that glottal stop. Al-masa, al-masa. That's evening, evening time. Al-masa is evening time. What about nighttime? What about nighttime? Al-layl, 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 al-layl. Al-layl is nighttime. Al-layl is nighttime. And you can add a ta marbuta to the end of this to make it tonight, tonight. But for now, we're just focused on the vocab word nighttime, nighttime. Al-layl, al-layl. What about daytime? An-nahar, 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 an-nahar. Remember, noon is a sun letter, so we're not going to pronounce the L in the word the. We're just going to say an-nahar. We'll elide or omit the L when we pronounce the sun letters, right? And we'll double the sun letter. An-nahar, 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 an-nahar. That's daytime. An-nahar. Now, you can say lonely. This is the adjective that you would use, or you could use this as a noun as well to say someone is lonely. So this is wahid, wahid, wahid. And then the female version is wahida, 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 wahid and wahida, wahid and wahida. This is your word for an employee, someone who is employed. So this is موظف, موظف, موظف. You might hear this middle letter, the ض, the ض, the ض. You might hear that middle letter, the ض, in dialect as a zo, a zo, a zo. But remember, when modern standard Arabic, you have to fight against those tendencies to use dialect here. So you want to say ض, ض, موظف, موظف, موظف. That's a male employee, and a female employee is موظفة, موظفة, موظفة. Now, another point worth mentioning here is oftentimes when you have, you can see there's a three-letter root inside of this word, and then there's a meme in front. Sometimes the active or passive participle of the root is, or the root meaning is created by just adding a meme at the front of a word. Sometimes a noun of place can be created by just adding a meme in front of the root meaning of a word, the three-letter root. So we can take a three-letter root. In this case, we have a measure two, because that has a shedda over the middle letter, but the three-letter root of this word would be waddafa, waddaf, waddafa, waddafa, right? Waddafa. And then when you put that shed over the middle one, then you have wad, the, fa, right? So you're doubling the middle letter. Wad, the, fa, right? But we take that root, triliteral root. Oftentimes we'll add a meme to the front of the word to create the doer of the verb, the meaning of the verb, or the doee, the recipient, who the person that something is being done to. So sometimes we can create the active or passive participle of the verb meaning by just adding a meme in front of that three-letter root, or we can create the noun of place. Now, oftentimes when you have these active participles, passive participles, to make the plural form of this word, you just add the un or the at the end, the suffix. These are sound plurals, right? So these active or passive participles that begin with a meme that are not part of the three-letter root, they are sound plurals. So you take the original singular form, the stem, and you add to it the suffix either un for a mixed group of male and female, or male only, or at to make it a group of only women or only female, right? Now, موظفون, موظفات, موظفات, موظفون, موظفات, right? That's the plural forms of those words. And then our next vocabulary word is al-yawm, 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 al-yawm. This is the word today. It is happening today. The word today. Today is Monday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, right? And you will see that the word the is prefixing yom. So yom means a day. Yom. You might hear yawman, yawman. Yom is a day, right? When we add the word the in front of it, al yom, it means today. Al yom, today. Also can mean the day, but most oftentimes it means today. Al yawm, today. That is the conclusion of your lesson 2 vocabulary for Al Kitab. The next video will cover lesson 3 vocabulary.